Hello and welcome to the stream. This is going to be a Eurofly tutorial, at least for the new beta version, which is all set up on my laptop now. Everything's working. Had a few problems with it in the first few days, just with profiles and stuff not transferring, but it's all sorted now and I have learnt how to fly. So we're going to do a quick tutorial. My plan is to do a Cessna 172 flight or something like that, and then do a 737 flight, something like that, just to show you category 2, because there are a few new things. I'll try and explain what I'm doing as I go along. Marshall's here as well.
I'm flying
I'll tell you what, let me just adjust some volumes here, because you're a bit...
Folder view, start user, act, straight UVM, speed, unknown, context, men,
just need to
unknown. Volume,
sort them out.
Eurofly, full volume for Eurofly slider 24, 20,
Right, turn the Eurofly down a bit, shall we?
615. Mute dialog profile, untitled.
Fokker F28 from...
Mute for profile, dialog system sounds, full
1 second.
mute for system, dialog NVDA, with volume, dialog type, volume 30, 31.
Right, yeah. Talk now, Marshall, should be able to hear you.
I'm flying a Fokker 28 from Memphis to Austin.
Yes, we are attempting to put some of my modded aircraft back into the game. So, yeah, right.
Unknown. Eurofly 01 Eurofly.
Now, I'm going to leave Eurofly on, and I'm just going to mute the mic for a second and post the link to my Twitter and to the Eurofly mailing list, so that people who are struggling can watch it live or watch it back after. Right, I'll be back in a second. Just quickly, hello Matteo in the chat there. Right, that's that posted off to the mailing list, because we need to get the people on there across here, or at least they'll know, even if they don't see it live, that they can watch it back.
Jesse, hi there, alert.
Hi Jesse.
Great.
What's the matter?
You know what?
What, is your Eurofly stop working?
No, what happened was...
Jesse, can I be in your stream? Alert.
Who's it got involved?
Right. Stream. Right, we'll post that.
It always makes me a bit nervous now when Jesse comes on, because he was on at the time when the computer crashed and messed up.
There we go. Well, I love having people on the stream, and I will do when we're in flight, Jesse. I'm just wary of having people on, just because of the fact that, you know, with the problems I've had before with my computer being taken control of. Obviously, you know, I'm not saying it was you, and I know it wasn't you, but I don't like that, you know, but that's fine, because I know you anyway, so...
Jesse, I would never be able to do that. Alert.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't be able to do that, Jesse. It must be some very sophisticated.
Git.
Yeah, it's someone who's really just pointless and has no life, to be honest with you, because it's, you know, it's like this is like a big channel or anything. So.
Jesse BTW, be careful with the ground controller. He sometimes doesn't want to tell you where to go in the game. Alert.
Yes, I have had that bug, Jesse, with the ground controller, or my ground controller not working. But I think it's been updated now, so it should be working. Right. I'll tell you what, Jesse. I'm gonna get the plane up in the air, and then I'll add you in a bit. Mateo says hi, ground controller. Hello. Hopefully, because some other people did ground
Jesse
controllers.
tries to think where to go. Alert.
Right, let's get moving, shall we? Let's get going with this.
Tab. Free flying.
So, free flying.
A test
I'll tell you what.
option.
Let me just quickly go through the options and what you've got in here for people who are
General tab
new.
selected.
So you have general.
General property page user data path D. Declan Webster documents eurofly 2 beta eurofly 2
That's
beta.
just your user data path that it's
Change
in.
button. Profile manager
Change.
button.
You've got profile manager. In there you can register your profile online for servers.
Metric kilometers radio button checked.
That's metric, and you can also go on to
American miles radio button
American
checked.
miles.
Metric kilometers radio
I
button checked.
personally just have it on metric. Yeah, metric.
Add
for
minus
now.
word before negative number checkbox not checked.
That's pretty
Check for
self-explanatory.
updates after startup checkbox checked.
Check for updates after startup, of course.
Copy key for weather information edit. Blank.
That is where you can put your API key for weather info, which I haven't got at the minute because it's not working properly and it causes my game to bug out, so I'm not going to bother
Add
with
the new
that.
airport. Start with real weather checkbox not checked.
And that would be on if I had the real world weather.
Get API key button.
Get API key takes you to the website.
Status monitor edit. Select the type sped master R1.
That's a load of stuff to do with if you have a braille display, you can have a status monitor on that, but I don't.
OK button. Cast tab control. General tabs. Map tab selected.
Maps, you can just choose your maps. You can have OpenStreet or Geo name or something.
Flit tab selected.
Flight
Tab.
tab.
Property page. Range of airport 1. KM. Edit multi-line. Select
These are
type.
just
Range
all
of airport.
ranges of airports. I'm sort of speeding through this because it's you can work it out quite easily.
Range of points. Cape navigation tone frequency edit multi-line. So frequency of turbulent areas edit multi-line.
Frequency of turbulent areas.
Frequency of turbulence edit multi-line.
Frequency of turbulences. Now they're pretty similar, I know. The frequency of turbulent areas is in minutes,
Frequency of turbulence edit multi-line. Selected 600.
and the frequency of turbulent areas is in seconds. I think the turbulent areas is basically when you'll hear the flight attendant say, "Oh, we're entering a turbulent area," and the frequency of turbulences one is basically when the plane tells you when it dings and says turbulence ahead. I don't know why that is how it is. I find that quite strange, but I guess there must be some reason.
Frequency of little storms edit multi-line.
Frequency of little storms, that's in minutes. Mine's currently on 20.
Start a new day in the hangar checkbox checked.
That's quite cool. Every time you launch up Eurofly on a new day, it will put you in a hangar.
Fly according to the timetable checkbox checked.
Fly according to the timetable. That just basically means there's a timetable at every airport that you'll go to, and when you register a flight, your flight will appear on the timetable, and essentially you have to take off around the time that your flight is assigned. So I can set a flight up. It might say I have to take off at 8:30, and that's roughly the time I would take off.
Display the arrival time in the navigation checkbox checked.
Display the arrival time in the navigation. I really like that feature actually, so I know exactly when I'm going to arrive. So when you do Control N to see how far you've got, you'll hear the arrival time as well.
OK but tab control. Flit tab selected. Volume tab selected.
Volume, that just lets you adjust all the volumes.
Systems tab selected.
And I'll quickly go through
Systems property
systems.
page. Joystick mode checkbox checked.
Joystick mode is currently checked. I'm not sure what happens if you uncheck it. It's something to do with the speed and things not increasing quickly enough. It's basically, I think you have to have it checked if you have a joystick. I've just left it checked because that's how it was when I got the game, and it's worked fine for me to increase speed and stuff. So fiddle around with that if it's not working, basically.
Use intercom checkbox checked.
Use intercom, yeah, of course. That's the F11 announce to the cabin thing.
Active tower checkbox not checked.
Now these are quite good. Active tower is, in the previous version you probably heard me complaining and saying, oh, this is rubbish, why does it keep making me go up and down like 6,000 meters, 12,000 meters, 6,000 meters, up and down, and it wasn't realistic because you need to have a cruise. Well, now we have that. If you leave this box unchecked,
Use
the
active tower checkbox not checked.
active tower, that will just mean that the tower will give you one altitude to climb to, I think, and then they'll leave you alone, basically.
Obligatory to follow tower instructions checkbox not checked.
You might have to use your own judgment and descend into the field if you're not in contact with an airport.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. So obviously they won't be active in giving you movements up and down in the flight, but also they won't descend you towards the airport like they might do if that was checked. So just make sure you're looking at your distance, and you will have to use your own judgment and descend, because the tower won't be active to do that. They'll still speak to you, they just won't give you new altitudes all the time.
Obligatory to follow tower instructions checkbox not checked.
Obligatory to follow tower instructions. This is quite good as well. It basically means if you don't want to do as the tower says and they're telling you to climb or descend, you don't have to. You can pretty much do what you want. A bit like VFR flying. So VFR flying is visual flight rules. You can basically fly where you want at low altitudes. This is sort of like that. If you have it unchecked, then you don't have to do as the tower says.
Smaller storms checkbox checked.
Smaller storms,
Large storms checkbox checked.
larger storms,
Turbulences checkbox checked.
turbulence,
Turbulent areas checkbox checked.
turbulent
TCAS
areas.
checkbox checked.
TCAS is a new thing that gives you traffic alerts in category 2 and 3 aircraft. If you're coming into contact with another aircraft, you have to climb or descend to get out of the way of it, and it will tell you whether to climb or descend.
Critical events checkbox checked.
Critical events. Marshall, what do you want to say?
Although I had a TCAS at max altitude and it told me to climb.
Oh yeah, that was
all
funny.
because of an aerobatic prop.
Marshall was at maximum altitude of a plane. It said climb for the TCAS. So that was a bit of a difficult situation, but he climbed anyway and got out of it. And the last one is critical events. There are some new critical events. I think there's fire on board, smoke on board, fuel problems and engine problems, and these can happen at any time. It will warn you, and I'm not entirely sure what you have to do. You have to land immediately, so I'm guessing if you've got an airport in range, you can, if it's very close, or you can go into the SOS mode, which is you put the emergency frequency of 121.5 in your frequency box, and then you can just land. So you don't have to be at an airport, you can just land. And if you're in the middle of a and if you're in the middle of an ocean, you can just land the plane as if you're doing like a ditching or something, and then bring it to a stop, and that will be it. And that's how you overcome the emergency.
It might be at the airport though.
Sorry, what did you say, Marshall?
It might put you back at the airport though.
Yes, it will. It won't just leave you in the middle of nowhere where you put it down. Okay, let's go to OK. We're going to do a Cessna. We'll do it somewhere in the UK.
Rest.
About eurofly.
Okay, let's
Free flying.
go to free flying then.
List Declan.
I have two profiles because my other one wasn't working, so I have Declan
Test.
and Test.
Declan.
Declan is the one that allows me access to all the aircraft though, including category 3, so we're going to go with that, and that's also registered on the server.
List 1.
Right, I'm going to turn NVDA off.
NVDA menu. Exit X.
When you do category
Exit.
2s, when you do category 3s as well, I might come up and see if I can cause a TCAS on both
Oh,
ends.
this Skype is awful. I don't know what's happening with it, but it's really not sounding good.
Because it's crap!
I think with the TCAS things, though, Marshall, I don't think it's actually other people. It's just randomly generated. I don't think it's like multiplayer where if there's someone else flying near you. That'd be really cool. I mean, it could be. Who knows? But I don't think it's like that. I think it's just randomly generated warnings. But it's very cool that we've got that now. Right, let's go to the Cessna, which doesn't have TCAS, incidentally, because it's category 1.
CASA C290, Cessna 175 Skylark.
Right, these are some of my modded aircraft I've put in.
Cessna 182, Cessna C15, Cessna C172, Cessna
Yeah.
C172.
That's where we want.
Boleraz.
Now, it's currently in Boleraz, which is England.
Europe, Slovakia, Western Slovakia region of Trnava district.
Oh, you're
of
putting it in
Trnava, Boleraz,
England.
Klavany.
I will do, yeah. Right, so we're at the airport. As you can hear, it's all quiet because we're in a hangar, and there is no aircraft that we can hear because obviously the doors are closed. Now, there's a bug with Eurofly, and it's a really weird one. Let me just show you. If you do F8, it happens with all the continents. So F8,
Africa,
Europe.
Europe,
Okay, and we
Europe.
want UK,
UK,
England, and then we arrow to the right like in the old version. And
England 53.
okay, England 53. Let's just try.
Adger.
And it goes
2000.
a random airport called Adger. These are not UK airports here.
Anasura.
Anasura,
Algiers.
Algiers. It brings up random airports, and it's a bug, and I don't know why. It'll have to be fixed. So annoyingly, to get to UK, here's how you have to do it, or the US as well. You have to do Control F8, which brings up nearby airports,
Slovakia Boleraz. 0 kilometers 90 right.
and press E, or whatever your country starts with. So E for England.
Estonia. 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 Estonia.
There we go.
England Norwich. 1230. England London Southend.
Okay, 7
Estonia
minutes
Tartu.
out.
Okay.
England London Stansted. Estonia.
You can see we're going through the England
London
airports.
England Cambridge. England London Gatwick.
Right, I tell you what, let's go from Gatwick. I haven't been from Gatwick for a while. Let's go from there. Why not?
Europe UK England South East West Sussex Crawley the Weald West Sussex.
You can see how detailed these maps are. Right, we're in the hangar. I'm just going to check the chat and make sure there's nothing I've missed. Munchkins, we are doing a tutorial of the new Eurofly game. That's what we're doing today. Robin, hi. That's great. We've got someone new in the chat. Right. Okay. Right, we're back. Okay, so we're in the hangar now, as we were in the hangar at London Gatwick. So you can do this in different ways. The first thing I'd recommend is you turn on the computer. That's like the main part of the aircraft now, because if I do like R, E, T, any of the things that give us information about the plane, nothing works. So you need the computer on, and that is Control Shift K.
Computer on.
And that gives us a couple of things. So all our systems are now on, as you can see, and we also have a flight timetable, which is part of the computer, which shows us all the flights departing from this airport. For example, 1907 00286
Mississippi.
to Jackson, Mississippi. So yeah, you've got loads of planes departing here, and it shows you them in the flight timetable.
Traffic.
You've also got traffic. These will show you the I think like planes around you. So all the planes Eurofly airlines have flying, and also planes that are near your airport. So it would show me planes that like people who are flying near to Gatwick, and also all the aircraft that Eurofly have in the air around the world. For some reason the sappy voice doesn't read that out, so I have to turn on NVDA. I'm not sure why, but I'll show you that when we're in flight.
Dashboard.
And this is the dashboard. This is the main part where you can control the aircraft. So you can see with fuel,
380.
we're starting out with 380 litres. I'm in litres, you can have it in gallons. We start out with 380 now, that's just how much we have. So we can turn on some other things. I'm going to get some other systems on. I would recommend you put your lights on. Usually you only need them in the nighttime apparently, but I'm not completely sure how you know when it's nighttime on your flight, unless it's just like your real time. So we're going to do Shift F,
Front lights on.
Shift B,
Back lights on.
and Shift S,
Indoor lights on.
and we've got all our lights on.
Robin, NVDA doesn't seem to work with Declan's Eurofly for some reason. It won't let him control the plane.
Yes, there's a my laptop has a weird keyboard layout a bit, and it doesn't like it with NVDA and Eurofly. Like if I try and press home to increase the speed, instead of increasing it, it just goes top Eurofly. So it won't let me increase the speed, so I have to use SAPI. I've tried, but it won't work. Anyway, oh, there's a plane going by. So clearly you can actually hear them when you're in the hangar. I wasn't sure if you couldn't hear them when you're in the hangar. I think you can. They might just be a bit quieter. Right.
4 minutes out.
You are. You're 4 minutes
Said
out.
4 minutes out.
Okay, that's good. Right, so yeah, we've got that on. What else do we need to turn on? Well, there's a couple of things you can turn on, but you don't have to. First thing is, ventilation. Everything won't work until the engines are on. I'll tell you what, let's just turn the engines on now. That's the same as before. Here they come.
Ready.
Okay, they are on. We'll do Control B and put the
Done.
seatbelt on. Yeah, these things you can do. There's 3 systems which are mainly for bigger aircraft that go higher. You need to have your ventilation on,
Ventilation on.
and you can hear it's come on. You need to have your
Pressure on.
pressure system on, and
Tempering on.
now I should probably say temperature or something like that, but it says tempering. I'm not really sure why. That's probably an English error, but that's fine. Yeah, you don't need to have these on in things like Cessnas because they're so small and they're not going to be going up high. I don't think they would come into play. I sometimes turn them on
They
anyway.
will actually. Anything above 700 meters, it'll say that they're off.
Oh, thanks, Marshall. That's helpful. I didn't even know that. So 700 meters. If you're planning on going above 700 meters, you need to have all those systems on. If you don't, you'll get a warning, and then you'll crash probably. Right. So they're all on. The next thing we need to do is turn on our. Let's do our transponder. That is Control Shift T,
Done.
and then we need to turn on our radios with Control Shift F, and you'll hear them come to life.
Set frequency.
Now we have 2 frequencies. I'll let you hear it with F.
Ground 116.8, approach 121.9.
So ground 116.8, and then you've got approach. Approach is essentially tower. I don't know why it's called approach. Obviously it's only approach if you're approaching the airport. When you're on the ground it will be tower. But we want ground at the moment, so ground 116.8, so Alt F 116.8.
116.
This is ground, welcome. And there's me on the ground controlling, and yeah, you also have the new sounds when entering frequencies and things. It sounds like a phone when you're dialing it, an old-fashioned one. But yeah, so we're pretty much ready to go.
Put
We're
your
currently.
communicator on as well, because I'll be in Gatwick's airspace in a minute. Once I've landed in Austin, we'll see how that works.
Okay, yeah, there's the communicator as well. So if there's people you want to talk to, there is now a communication service where you can send messages and view messages. So if I do Control Shift G,
Done.
it's now on, and if I tab
Flight timetable.
again,
Messages.
we have a messages, and there's no messages currently.
Traffic. Dashboard.
Tab back to dashboard, and I can send a message by doing Alt G,
Write a message.
and I can type that and press enter. I'm going to escape that though.
0.
So yeah, that's how you can do communications, which is very cool, and everyone on Eurofly will be able to see that. So other than that, we're pretty much ready to go. As you'll see, if you do K or L, which now tell you where you are on the airport, like before,
Hang.
it says hang. That should say hangar, but you know what it means. We're in the hangar. We need to open the hangar door so we can start taxiing out, and that is done with Control O, and you'll hear a really nice sound as the hangar door opens. Okay, so that's working fine. Now we can just start taxiing straight forward. As you can hear, there's planes. I hope you can still hear me over the top of these planes. I should really turn them down.
Yeah, everyone can hear you over the top of this plane, I can.
Okay, that's good then. Right, so we'll deactivate brakes.
Off.
For now, we don't have to talk to ground. We can just taxi out from the hangar. There we go, moving. You can probably hear there's like a rolling sound now as well.
49.
Right, we're at 49. Now, essentially, we're going from the hangar across, and we're going to have to cross the landing runway to get to the parking position and all the gates. So, if the landing runway is free, we can cross. If it's not free, we have to stop and wait, and then we can cross once it's all clear. So we're going to keep going forward, and we will know if it's safe to go across or not, and you'll see why. We'll get a beeping noise, and ground will tell us to stop if it's not safe. See what the weather is.
Partly cloudy breeze southeastern.
Nice.
1 km/h. Dark grey clouds 3,171 meters above
Okay,
you.
got good weather. Right, we're still taxiing. Let's increase the speed a bit.
65.
SK737, the landing runway is free. You can roll to the parking position. Oh, nice. So the landing runway is free. We can keep going.
60.
So we'll keep going. You can hear that beeping. That means it's free. There's another beeping sound for if it wasn't free. Now, so we've crossed the runway now, Marshall. Is we turn north?
13.
Yes.
10.
Yeah, we turn north. Okay.
North.
Right, turn to the north. I've done that with control right arrow, so we can head on to the parking
How
position.
did we crash?
Have you crashed? Right.
How was the airspeed at 220?
Did your gear mess it up?
No, I put it at 150.
Oh. Right, so we're taxiing as normal now.
Minus
We
224.
can check with K. Obviously, we want to stop in the parking position. Get rid of that weather because I don't want that. It's just loud.
Minus 129.
Right, see if we can stop in the parking position, which is obviously 0 to 100.
Minus 76.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Minus
As long
65.
as we can stop in time.
28. Minus 42. Minus 31. Minus 21. Minus 10. 1 slash
Right, bring it to a stop.
2481.
Parking position.
Okay, so we're stopped, and we can get fuel here, can't we, Marshall?
Yep.
Yeah, so if you want to fuel up now, because obviously you've only got 380, you can fuel up, and I'm going to do that. Are we going to take passengers? Or shall we just go?
No, not for this
Yeah.
flight.
Yeah, we won't bother. Yeah, so this is only a Cessna, so we're not going to take passengers. This will be a without passenger flight. So I'm going to shut off the engines again. Now we're here. Right, they're gone. The noise you can hear in the background is the ventilation. And I'm going to...
Freezing rain.
Oh, I don't know what's wrong with the weather on Eurofly, but it keeps changing really, really often. Constantly. Right. So we need to put some fuel in. So
Enter the amount of fuel.
let's just put 1,000 in.
0. 0. 0. 1,380.
Right, as I thought, 1,380 litres. That should be way enough. And we can start up our engines again. Right, so now we need to pick where we're going to go, so we can schedule it. So, Control F8.
England, London, Gatwick.
That's where we are.
England, London, Heathrow. 40 kilometers, 28 left.
A bit
England,
further
London,
than
Newham.
that.
40. England, London, Southend. 77 kilometers, 50. England,
Let's have a
London,
look. How long
Southend.
will it take us to get to
77
Southend?
kilometers, 52 right. 19 minutes.
19 minutes. What do you reckon? London Southend, Marshall?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, London Southend. So space,
Destination set.
we'll just set it as your destination. It will do something more in category 2 and 3 aircraft, but in category 1 that's all you get. Oh, we have a communication. Let's see who that was from.
Flight timetable. Messages. Marshall Fairbrother.
Oh,
I am in a default Cessna same as you.
oh,
Taking
Marshall's
4
here.
people into the hangar.
He's
Ha.
taking 4 people into the
Ha.
hangar.
Ha.
Okay. Right, well that's interesting.
Traffic.
Trap them in the hangar.
Dashboard.
I'm just going to check my battery level on my computer before we continue.
Taskbar, 13%, 0 hours and 19 minutes remaining.
Oh, that needs plugging in, but we'll do that
Menu.
when we're airborne.
NVDA, exit X. Exit 0.
0.
Right, so now we need to request clearance from ground. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. You can pretty much just sit here and wait, because now we've scheduled the flight. Let me show you.
Flight
timetable.
1920
1920 SK737
London Southend.
London Southend.
Dashboard.
It's currently 19:15 here in the UK, so we've got 5 minutes. So we're just going to have to sit here and wait, essentially, for ground to give us clearance. So I'm just going to sit and wait, really. Nothing else to do. Let me just go and
Flight
check. That
timetable.
was another message, I think,
Messages.
from Marshall.
Jesse. Nice good luck. Marshall Fairbrother. Let's see if they are angry.
Oh, Jesse's on the communication. See, this is why it's so good.
Dashboard.
Alright, I'm just going to sit here and wait for ground and plug my laptop in for a bit. I'll check the chat as well.
Stormcom black clouds 3,945 meters
Yeah, you see, if we try and request clearance now, they'll just say...
737, please stand by, you're behind other traffic.
Yeah, they won't give me clearance, they'll just say, yeah, you're behind other traffic. Oh, this weather is so annoying. Anyway, some nice sound effects to listen to.
I just put on the communicator that these 4 people need good luck because they're going to be trapped in a hangar.
Let's have a look at what other flights are going in the flight timetable. So we've got
1921 US 528
US. Oh, right.
Pierre, South Dakota.
Interesting.
1920 SKs. 1923 IE 695, Honiara, Solomon Islands.
No idea what that is.
1928 DY 680, Bergen-Island, Norway.
No, I don't know where that is.
1933
Obviously Norway.
886, Gloucestershire.
Gloucestershire. Interesting. Anyway, so yeah.
Okay, 737, roll to the runway 1.
Dashboard.
Okay, we have to roll to runway 1. So, let's... Oh, brakes off. Let's get moving.
12. 42.
Oh, let's set flaps before I forget.
Done.
That's the gates you can hear on our right. If we were taking passengers, we'd be exploring around that area, but we're not at the moment.
Gates. 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 Gates.
42.
Let's increase our speed a bit.
54.
I didn't hear that. Oh, there's our runway. Stop.
Take this real weather messes the game up at the minute.
Yeah, it does.
Someone asked if why aren't you using it?
10.
Oh, did they? Oh yeah, because it messes it up, it bugs it out, it gives me errors. It's not working. Oh, I always forget, this is... Oh god, go away, weather, that's too loud. Yeah, you have to be moving when you're turning. So, you know, that's a mistake I keep making. I keep stopping the plane to turn because I'm used to the previous method. You have to be moving to turn, which makes sense.
SK 737, please contact the tower for takeoff clearance. We wish you a pleasant flight.
Okay, so that's fine. Now we just look at the tower.
116.8, approach 121.9.
Okay.
Enter
121.9.
121.9.
Squawk 1066.
Enter the code.
I scored
9.
Oops. 066.
6.
Identification confirmed.
Right. See, I don't know why. I don't mind the weather, but it's a bit loud. I need to change it in my volume settings, so I'll do that for the next flight. I've only had this game for like 2 days, so... Or this new version.
SK737, all runways are currently in use. Please try again in a moment.
We'll get clearance soon. Another thing to note is with your landing gear, to make things more realistic...
115 is
Oh, this weather is really bugging me now. Why? It's rubbish. It keeps changing, like constantly. It needs to get real world weather working. Yeah, the landing gear, when you pull it up, the speed will increase, and when you push it down or let it drop down, the speed will decrease.
SK737, all runways. SK737,
Oh, no, you're not.
all
Come on.
SK737, you are cleared to take off.
Hooray.
Runway 1.
Runway 1.
Free flight. Current weight. Current takeoff speed.
Takeoff speed
115
115.
kilometers per hour.
Now there's a new method. You can do alt. Is it alt home, Marshall?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do alt home, and that will increase your speed and continually. And when you're at the right takeoff speed, you can press delete, and that will stop it from increasing. So I could do alt home, watch the speed increase to 115, and then press delete. But for now, I'm just going to press home. Off we go, and I'll rotate in a bit.
23.
Right, watch that speed.
38. 49. 59. 69. 83. 90. 100.
Right, start
100,
rotating.
0.
And we're airborne, that's why you get that wind sound, that's the wind rushing under the wings. Flaps up, gear up,
SK737, climb and continue east.
and you see the speed will increase
France 9 heavy, wind 220 at 8, runway
because
13
we
right,
are,
shorten, push takeoff.
we pulled the gear off.
successful.
SK737, climb to 500 and set heading towards your destination.
Right, I'm going to increase the speed and set heading and continue the climb. It's pretty much the same from here on out. The sounds are a bit better in my view, but other than that, pretty much the same to fly.
Weather 5188, ILS right to
38 left on 52.
run right for the line.
Okay, that's us turn onto the right heading. Now we'll just increase the speed. Then we can just sit back and have a bit of fun.
Give it 209, Canadian Tower, runway 22 right, line up away.
15.
Right, let's increase our speed now. There we go.
163 crosswind from right.
Tempo 2001, that's traffic. Thank you, sir.
224. 229. 228 crosswind from right.
17, straight ahead. The Bravo to the ramp, monitor ground.
Right, that will do. You might hear buzzing now when my microphone is on because the microphone isn't the best that I'm using at the minute, and I've had to plug my laptop into charge, but it will do.
So the takeoff distance now 11,240 feet. 11,240 feet from which from full length. The departure end is closed.
Right, so we're now obviously in cruise.
688.
Whoa. Oh damn, that was my fault. I completely overshot our altitude.
Minus 11.
Oh yeah, and another new thing, you can't have the nose at 20 degrees or minus 20 if you have passengers, because they'll start screaming.
SK737, climb and maintain 3000.
Okay, up to 3000.
12.
Let's climb that. And another thing you can do, if you use the command Alt-O, you can actually open and shut the cockpit door. So if I do it now, cockpit door is closed. If I do it again, cockpit door is back open.
Number 6188, left here, left Alpha, monitor ground traffic on that mile.
Let's have a look at the messages.
Marshall aircraft. Yeah, these 4 needed. Traffic.
Right, yeah. And I'll show you the traffic as well. So let me just put my MVDA on.
1303, 13 right now, short, so the takeoff distance 11,240 feet.
London Gatwick, England, Cat 3.
So London Gatwick, that is the airport I departed from.
At 51.151 knots, minus
Latitude and
0.177. No pilots on this airport now.
No pilots on this airport.
One pilot's in range of this airport
One
now.
pilot's in range of this airport. Basically refreshes at every airport you go to. So as soon as I check in with another airport, it will refresh itself again.
Declan Webster says the C-172.
So you see, it's picked me up in range of London Gatwick. Declan Webster says no. 172.
Our current traffic.
And then it goes on to all the aircraft. So our current traffic.
We have 6 airplanes in air now. The complete
6
business go.
aircraft in the air now.
Brandon.
So you can see Brandon is flying.
Boeing 767 with 282 passengers.
Oh, Brandon loves that Boeing 767. He's always flying the 76.
Took off from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Course, Panama, Balboa, Panama.
He's going from Santa Fe, New Mexico to Panama.
Last known position, San Marcos, Texas.
You can see last known position is San
Current
Marcos.
state, Texas.
Current state, Texas.
Secure this.
So
Boeing
you
7
can
took off
see
course, last known current Black Crystal. Emperor Legacy 600 with 12
all
passengers.
these people, what they're flying, where they took off from.
Last known current Black Sun was domestic. Boeing 700 took off from South course, last known current Black Chris Stefanovsky.
Let me show you this one. So this is just another person. That's his name.
Boeing 747 with 201 passengers.
747.
Took off from Bratislava, Slovakia.
Took off from
Course,
Bratislava.
Vienna, Austria.
Course, that means where he's heading. So he's heading for Vienna.
Last known position, Bratislava, Slovakia.
Last name was
Current state,
Bratislava.
Slovakia.
Current state
Black
Slovakia.
Webster.
And then there's obviously me.
172 with 0 passengers. Took off from London Gatwick, England.
Took off from London
Course,
Gatwick.
London Southend, England.
Course, London Southend. That's where we're
Last
heading.
known position, London Gatwick, England.
Last name position London Gatwick.
Current state, England.
Current state is England.
Black.
And that's it.
Eurofly.
Dashboard.
Nice. Right.
NVDA med exit X.
Get rid of MVDA again.
1,400.
We're climbing nicely. Of course, I have critical events on, so we could have a failure at any time, in which case we would have to... Oh, another thing I forgot to turn on
Storm radar on.
is the storm radar. If there's a really, really big storm ahead, it will detect it, and then you have to fly around it. I forgot that, and I shouldn't have, but, you know, we were fine.
Flying through clouds.
And that is Control Shift S. All aircraft have that, and you should put that on. I like these sounds. They're much better than the old version.
Out of clouds. You're entering the turbulence. Flying through clouds. Out of clouds.
Yeah, so I should probably just explain the deal with the landing gear because it's quite important. So basically the developers added in a landing gear thing. So if you pull the landing gear up and you're in a category 1 plane, the speed will increase by 20. If you're in a category 2, it will increase by 30, and if you're in a category 3, it'll increase by 40. And the same goes for if you put it down, it will decrease by 20 in a category 1, 30 in a category 2, and 40 in a category 3. This is fine on takeoff. You can just pull it up and the speed will increase anyway. You just have to be careful when you're landing. So for example, if I have a landing speed of, I don't know, 100 kilometers per hour, and I put the speed to 100 and then put the gear down, we're going to lose speed, so you're going to probably fall to the ground. So you need to make sure you understand that. So for example, let's say I'm in a category 2 aircraft and my landing speed is like 200. I might put my speed to 230, so when I put my gear down we'll lose 30 and
Flying through clouds.
you'll be at 200 to land, if you see what I mean. Just make sure you understand that, otherwise if you put your gear down and you're at the wrong speed, you can easily fall to the ground because you don't have enough speed to stay airborne. Alright, let me just check. We are...
13 right on 50.
Whoa, 13 right, okay, we drifted off a bit. There we go, that'll do. Back on course a bit now, and you can see 56 kilometres, London Southend,
19 hours, 43 minutes and 51 seconds.
19:43 and 51 seconds. That's in my current time. I really like that feature as well.
The French 9 heavy. 9 heavy, go ahead.
US clear to land, American 6%. Again, line up, west to right,
Yes, Marshall 7020.
Heavy rain, fresh breeze southeastern. 33 kilometers per hour. You are in the clouds.
I think the most complicated thing about the new version is learning the new airport system, really. As soon as you take off, it's pretty simple, and landing, even landing is
You
simple.
are now leaving the airspace of our
2007
airport. We wish you a safe journey.
Oh wow, I'm on tower now.
Enter the code. 8942.
8942. Identification confirmed, we have you on radar. That was a tower I made. It wasn't as good as the ground though.
7% to 2,000.
Descent to 2,000, okay.
-7.
Right, we'll start a gradual descent. Yeah, it is the airports, because landing is pretty simple. It's pretty much like the old version. You can just take it to the parking position and stop. It's just getting out of the airports that's more complicated.
Out of clouds.
Oh, we just got a communication. Who was that from?
Jesse, I am following behind you as well.
Oh, nice, Jesse. That's great. Yeah, I love to get these sort of trains going with a plane.
Traffic. Dashboard.
Because I was suggesting the other week on the mailing list that we have like a monthly event on Eurofly where we all do like the same flight. You know, like
Attention, you're entering the turbulence.
you know, like a sort of symbolic flight. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, you know, really famous flights that they do, like a bit like London to New York is a really famous one. I mean, that's a bit long, but something like that, and we could all do it and sort of follow behind. That'd be really cool. Now we have communications. That would be really good.
Full line. 13 right, line up and wait. It is short, but it's at the parking.
8 right on.
8 right. This weather keeps knocking me off.
468 heavy, roger. Wind 220 at 8. Runway 13 right, short and close takeoff.
46 kilometers.
46
London
kilometers.
South and 19 hours, 43 minutes and 59
I don't know where Marshall's gone.
Tower, good evening, eurofly.
I'm here.
Oh, you're there. My God, you're so quiet. I thought you disappeared.
557 JetBlue.
Are you following Marshall?
Yeah, I'm going into Gatwick.
Oh, you're landing into Gatwick. So,
Okay, 737, please remain on your correct heading and altitude.
let's
-2.
level the plane.
0.
Let's have a look in traffic then. If I turn MVDA on, I wish I didn't have to keep turning it off and on, but let's see if Marshall shows up. Oh yeah, and Jesse should show up as well.
No Webster says the C-100's 1 pilot's in range of his airport now. No pilots on this airport now. 1 Denmark current land. We have 8 airplanes in air now. The complete list is below.
Descend to
Land. Brandon.
1,300.
Boeing took a last current land. The middle 06. Bo took a last current land. Crystal. Emma took a last current land. Sonimers. Bo took a last current land. Chris Nevanovsky. Bo took a last current land. Edwin Webster. Seth took a last current land. Jesse.
There you go, yeah you are, Jesse.
Says the C-172 with 0 passengers. Took off from London Gatwick. England. Course London South End. England. Last known position. London Gatwick. England. Current state. England.
Nice.
Land Marshall Fairweather.
And
Says the
Marshall.
C-172 mod with 4 passengers. Took off from Liz. England. Course London Gatwick. England. Last known current state. England. Land.
Yeah, see, we can see where everyone is. That's really nice.
Dashboard.
Right.
MBDA exit X.
They want me down to 1,000.
-12.
Goodbye, yes. American
41 kilometers London South and 19
descending me
hours,
nice and early.
44 minutes and 23 seconds.
Jeffy 1224, Victor Alpha, monitor ground.
And Tower, good day, Cafe 888, that's 31 right. Yeah, for takeoff, westerly right, that's 531.
That's 22 roger, County wind 2207.
Say that again now for JetBlue 304.
Dragon 225, right, Juliet, sure to do you right.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has had this problem with real world weather, but I think it's a bug anyway. Essentially what happened to me was whenever I tried to switch airports from Bratislava, it would give me an error saying something about a floating point. It would say something like floating point does not exist. And every time I was approaching an airport,
745, 12572.
yeah, every time I was approaching an airport to land and it tried to check the weather there, it would give me another floating point error, so I couldn't complete any flights, so I had to get rid of it. Hopefully, hopefully Stefan will fix it, because I really like that feature, real world weather. That's really more realistic, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, I think we had a communication as well.
Jesse, about 40 miles away from Sound and myself. Jesse, wish there was a way to tell MV how high up you were. Dashboard. -7, -4,
there we go.
Messages.
What does that say?
Jesse, wish there was a way to tell them feet how high up you were.
Yeah, I wish that as well.
You have entered airspace of a new airport, Squawk 2598.
9-8.
Identification confirmed. SK737, this is your destination airport. Descend to 100 and contact tower for landing clearance at 2 kilometers from the airport.
Right, start descending.
34. -5.
We're in no rush.
33 kilometers.
Yeah, I wish it had feet. Apparently it would have conflicted with the towers. But I don't see why we couldn't have had a keyboard shortcut that would have, you know, like you still use meters for the main altitude, but you could do something like, I don't know, Control Z or something to see how high you were in feet. That'd be nice.
A bit of four, right?
Yeah.
Foxtrot, left to Bravo to the right.
We'll land 3-1 right.
And then after this I will do a I'll do a short flight in a 737 or something, just to give people a bit of whoa, that's loud. Just to give people a bit of insight into Category 2 and getting passengers. What weather is this?
Heavy storm, moderate
Heavy
breeze,
storm.
northwestern.
See, I don't understand, like, I thought the storm radar should have picked that up, but I don't know. I don't know what the storm radar is supposed to pick up, or what, but anyway.
1032.
Okay, yeah, we're definitely descending through about 1,000 meters. Oh, so annoying, so loud. Sort my volumes out after I've done all this this tutorial.
28 kilometers London South End, 19 hours 44 minutes and 29 seconds.
Of course, you've still got all the old things, so you can always do your audio nav, autopilot the same in Category 3, and auto nav as well, and all that stuff, auto altitude, everything's the same with that.
923.
And there's a few more things in the aircraft properties, so I'll show you.
Fuel tank capacity, fuel level, current range, used fuel.
You now have used fuel,
42 liters.
so you can see how much you've actually used during the flight.
Ticket price, 27.
You've got your ticket price, that's how much money it would be for passengers to have a ticket on your plane, $27 for this
The
flight.
door closed. Cockpit opened.
Cockpit doors
The
open,
brakes deactivated.
brakes deactivated,
Flaps
obviously.
retracted. Landing, the belt fastened. Front lights on. Back light on.
And then you've got your front lights on, back lights
Indoor
on,
lights on.
indoor lights on,
Transmitter on.
transmitter on, transponder on,
Communicator on.
communicator is
Status
on,
monitor off.
status monitor is off,
Ventilation on.
ventilation
Pressure
on, pressure on,
Tempering on.
temperature on,
Storm radar on.
storm radar
Computer
on,
on.
computer is
Audio
on,
navigator off.
and that's all the other stuff.
700.
The status monitor thing looks quite cool. Yeah, if you've got a braille display, you can plug that in and it will show you some important values for your aircraft, like speed,
Attention, you're entering the
altitude.
turbulence.
I'm not completely sure what they all are, but I haven't set any of that up yet, but I think it might be good to see your instruments in real time. Right, let's just check.
22
22
kilometers. 666.
666, so we're good for now.
Verify we're back to full length.
Hi Alan.
953, yeah.
We're just doing a quick Eurofly tutorial, taking the Cessna across to London Southend Airport. We're going to do a quick flight in 737 to demonstrate Category 2 and picking up passengers.
Contact departure 1257.
1257 and from 980.
980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980. 980.
Alpha, monitor ground point 9.
Whiskey and Alpha, monitor ground point 9, JetBlue 304.
1094.
Right, that's our fuel.
467.
Altitude is okay.
17.
17, yeah, 17 kilometers. So we've got ages to descend. We're losing altitude quite nicely.
4 RNAV arm, Q13 left.
24 can be type on a 757 over Canarsie, runway 13 left, quarter left.
Tell you what, let's make it a bit more realistic and close the cockpit door as we'll be landing shortly.
32 land, 2 golf here.
So we want to have privacy, whatever.
Looking for 93 at 31 left in Zulu.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's yours 93 at 31 left in Zulu.
Eddie, American 974 Heavy, East on the island, 31 right.
Oh, and also another thing, for people who have my sound mod files, they will sort of work in the new version. Yeah, they'll sort of work, but not completely. Essentially, each aircraft now has a new file which controls the aircraft's engine pitch. So, for example, idle pitch, takeoff pitch, whatever, and how the aircraft will sound. And yeah, so they will sort of work, but they won't sound great. I am currently working on adding new files to all of my aircraft mods to control their engine pitches, and I'll probably release them again at some point, but it won't be quite yet. I've done it for some of the aircraft, but not all of them. So that's how it's going to be. Like I say, you can put the mods in if you want, but don't expect all of them to work well. Some of them may not sound like they did in the previous version, or probably even worse. Oh, damn, that was my fault.
10.
It's alright, we've got it.
17.
That's scary. Right, let's level off.
2. 151. 1 left on 53.
Right.
8.1 kilometers.
8.1, okay.
Storm breeze southwestern.
Okay.
161. 2.
Let's
-1.
just descend again a bit.
-4. 150.
This is what happens with streaming. I get carried away talking and then I forget
135.
that I'm also supposed to be flying a plane.
127.
But it's fine.
119. 111. 106. 103.
Right.
-1.
Level the plane again.
-1. 4. 1. 2.
Level.
0.
There we go.
Hailstorm com steel gray clouds 1,400.
Hailstorm now. Anyway.
2 left on 52. 5.0 kilometers London South and 19
Right,
hours
I'm going to start
45 minutes
slowing
and 19
down.
seconds.
So I'm going to do flaps.
Pre-flight. Current takeoff speed. Current landing
Now
airspeed.
get my landing airspeed. 115. So we can probably slow down to about, I'd say, well, the exact speed will be 135. So when I put the gear down, we'll lose the correct amount of speed.
150. 137.
But I can put it down now anyway. There it goes. And you'll see my speed drops back.
117.
And we're now 117, exactly where we want to be.
3.3 kilometers London South and 19 hours 45 minutes and 59 seconds.
Hopefully this weather clears up. Oh, has it gone? Has it gone?
Fog breeze
Oh, it has.
southwestern.
We've now got fog, but we should be able to land in it. because that's a new feature as well. You can now land in more new conditions. Robin, I will
2.1 kil.
2.1. Okay. I will send you them somehow. I'll have a look.
SK-737, this is the control tower. We are SK-737. Our airport is closed due to technical problems.
come on.
Please select a different destination.
Okay.
14.
Going around.
136 tailwind 3.
Okay, so I pulled the gear up, pulled the flaps up, speed's obviously increased, and I'm just going to climb a bit, and we're just going to cheat them and fly over the airport and come back in, because that's annoying. Yeah, I can send them to you somehow, Robin. I'll have a look. They're in my Dropbox, so I can just post the link.
231.
Let's stop climbing
Minus
there.
1. Minus 5.
Start a
Minus 4.
gradual descent again.
Destination not specified.
Okay. I wish they would just remove that closed due to technical issues, because it never happens in real life, and that's so annoying. Right,
SK-737, descend to 100.
202.
yeah, I am actually.
Minus 9.
But thanks to you not giving me clearance.
175.
Approach 54, can I tag a boy? Fox is flight allowable. Wind 26012, gas 1.
SK-737, continue on your present course and altitude.
Minus 1.
Right, let's just level it off there almost. Let's see, how far are we now? Control
England,
F8.
London, South End.
England and the
1
South End
kilometer.
1. So as soon as we get to 2, I'm going to turn back in.
135.
What do you think the maximum turning speed of these planes is now?
What, you mean the max speed you can turn it at?
Yeah.
Not a problem, going Quebec, and short of Papa Foxtrot, American 953, so we know when you're ready.
Trying to go back short of Papa Foxtrot, American Memphis. Line point 22 right, Hippocrates.
Yeah, I think it does increase a bit too much, Alan, when you do that. When you pull them up. Yeah, I'll send them across to you, Robin. I mean, the constraints of the old version mean that there are some problems with the sound files. Like, they don't sound great at idle, but once you get into the flight, they sound a lot better than the default aircraft. So, and I made like new flapping gear sounds and stuff. So I'll send them to you.
England, London, South End. Destination set. 114.
left line of noise, just a minute in position before we carry off for an aircraft over power.
Right, let's start turning this plane around back to the airport, and then we'll go flaps and gear again soon.
113 right on 99 right on.
Turn off to the right a bit more.
77, 69, 61, 53, 45, 39, 35 right on
A bit
239.
more.
20 right, 13, 8 right, 4 right, 4 right on 240. 2 right on, 2 right on.
Right.
3.6 kilometers.
3.6.
102.
Right, let's level
1.
the plane there.
0.
Let's do flaps. Now for the gear. Here the speed decreases down to 116, which is fine.
Strong storm western.
Strong storm. See, I don't understand. Shouldn't the storm radar pick that up? I'm not sure. I need to ask Stefan what the storm radar actually does.
3.3 kilometers.
What's the gate number?
19 hours, 50 minutes,
Now we
and
can
40
go to
seconds.
power.
But yeah, all the aircraft I made mods for, Robin, so I'll send that across. And you just have to replace it. Replace your aircraft folder and replace a couple of files in the audio folder as well.
3.1 kilometers. London South End. 19 hours, 51 minutes, and 4 seconds.
Oh, we've got a headwind rather as well. you there, Marshall?
there?
Yeah, are you there?
Yeah, what have you done to your headset?
It came out.
Level 468 heavy, if you can, continue Bravo and Quebec.
Is it still working?
17 on Echo.
Is it still working?
Yes, I can hear you just.
Oh. I need to have a look at this headset when we get down.
2.1 kilometers London South End, 19 hours 52 minutes.
Good morning, Falcon E190, 12409, runway 31 right for the land.
Because something is certainly not working.
SK737, this is the control tower. SK737, this is the control tower. We are SK737, this is the control tower. We are experiencing SK737, this is the control tower. We are SK737. Our airport is closed due to technical problems. Please select a different destination.
The flipping airport
16, 13, 15.
is closed due to technical issues again.
Just crash land.
7.
This is really annoying me now. Why can't they just give me clearance to land? This never happens in real life. It would never happen. Right, I think my microphone's working again now. I'll see what happened before. I don't know what the hell happened before, but I sound like a robot or something. That was very strange. Have you got me now, Marshall?
Yeah.
Okay, it's all working now. Yeah, this headset went very strange then. Okay, I think we're back to normal now.
160.
Oh, come on. Just give me clearance to land. This is ridiculous. I just listened to that back. Yeah, something was broke big time there.
Light storm breeze western. Partly clear breeze.
Right. Anyway, yeah, something was definitely broken.
London South End, 3 km.
Alright, let's turn back in.
England London South End, destination set. 179 left on 62.
And then, hopefully, please give me clearance. Right, I'll look at that communication message in a second.
Left on 56. Messages. Jesse, about 20 miles out in Jesse, I am about 8 kilometers out and at 96 miles per hour.
Oh, nice, Jesse.
Just got to the airport.
Oh, you just got to the airport. You got there ahead of me then.
Dashboard.
This damn game with its controllers sometimes.
3.0 kilometers.
It's,
right on.
it can be a real pain.
Oh, departure Pucker 159 heavy,
Surely they'll give me clearance this time. I mean, unless this doesn't work anymore in the new version, but you used to just be able to circle around and get clearance again. So, hopefully it will work. Maps gear.
2.0 km.
Right, speed is
116
fine. Now come on.
SK737, you are cleared to land.
Yay.
I repeat, you are cleared to land.
Minus 11.
We're cleared to land.
151.
Although we've got a lot of
Minus
altitude
17.
to lose because I'm a little bit high, but we'll be fine.
131. 118.
aircraft to a 737 or
43,
something?
40, 37,
Just demonstrate getting
33,
passengers and whatnot.
29, 27, 24,
You can see
21,
the altitude.
18, 15, 12, 9, 3.
And we're
Landing
down.
successful.
And you can hear the wind sound stop because we're down.
107,
I'll decrease that speed a bit.
Victor, Alpha to the ramp.
87,
Should be fine. Good morning, Dennis 1264. Big
Flaps up.
77, 66,
And then in a minute you'll hear a beeping on the right hand side. I can hear it on my headphones. That is us crossing the runway, so that's the alarm sounding, so no other aircraft crosses the runway now. It's not like you have to stop, that's just us. It's letting other aircraft know.
63,
Right, nice, and then we just taxi to the parking position. I wonder if it will show me that Jesse's on this airport then, that would be cool.
minus 186,
Start slowing down.
58, minus 134, minus 102, minus 70, minus 63, minus 46, minus 33, 34,
Juliet, straight
minus
Alpha, monitor
13,
ground, recommend
minus
50.
3.
Right, slow down.
Parking position.
Very nice. Brakes on. I just want to see if I go on to traffic, if it shows me that like Jesse's on this airport.
Taskbar. Eurofly.
Just to see.
List Jesse just got to the
Traffic.
edit multi-line. Blank. London South End. England. Two pilots on this airport now.
Oh, 2 pilots on this
Declan
airport
Webster
now.
says the C-172. Jesse says the C-172.
Oh, very nice.
No
So it
pilots on
shows
this airport
me.
now. Our current traffic.
Okay.
List
Flight
19. Edit multi.
dashboard.
1920 SK-737.
Go away.
List
Flight
1920 SK.
timetable.
List Jesse just got to the airport. Edit multi-line. Eurofly.
Dashboard.
NVDA exit.
Right, so we can go
Off. Done.
brakes on. Get rid of that rubbish weather. Weather system on here is really annoying me. Ventilation off.
Pressure off. Tempering off.
Obviously with
Yankee Alpha.
Indoor lights off.
all the same shortcuts
Front
as
lights
before.
off. Back lights off.
All of them off. We can turn the computer off
Computer off.
and engines off. We could contact ground now if we wanted.
Cross C2 ready, Juliet, turn right, Bravo, monitor ground.
Now let's do Control A
1.
and we'll pick a Boeing 737.
Beechcraft Baron. Beach. Cessna.
Get past all my mods.
Boeing 737. Dublin.
It's currently positioned in Dublin. It will move it to London Southend.
Set frequency.
Okay, so we are,
East of England.
in London Southend.
Hang.
And, oh,
Hang.
that's interesting. It's put me in the hangar, which I suppose is because I haven't restarted the game, so it doesn't realise it's still the same day. But that's fine, we can get out from the hangar. So, everything seems to be on, or some things are. Right, so the computer can go on.
Computer on.
Let's,
380.
yeah, so 380 fuel. Turn the engines on. Do the frequency.
Ready. Done. Set frequency.
Ground 115.0. Enter 150.
SK737, this is ground,
115.0.
welcome.
Right, that's fine. So we can turn on ventilation,
On. Pressure on.
pressure,
Tempering on.
temperature,
Back lights on. Front lights on. Indoor lights on.
and we also need to turn on storm radar.
Storm radar on.
And this is a new thing, TCAS, Control Shift C.
TCAS on.
That will warn you if there's any aircraft coming close to you, and that is in category 2 and 3. Now I'll just show you the systems.
Navigation.
You have a navigation tab now, and that will have all your points that you've selected, and that's in category 2 and 3.
Flight timetable. Traffic. Dashboard.
I'll turn my
Done.
communicator on again so I can use that, and let's
Off.
oh, actually let me just check the chat and then we'll start taxiing out again. Oh, well, let's open the hangar door and we'll close the cockpit door because we're going to be doing takeoff. Right, okay, I'm back, so we're going to
Done. off.
Turn the brakes off. And
Oh no, I've got to go for a shower, son. Turn the transponder off. I've
Fasten
turned
your
the radios
seatbelt.
off. I'm hoping we don't crash.
okay then, see ya.
58.
Okay, so I'll work out where we're going. If anyone's coming with me, get moving, of course, and then I'll work out where we're going to head for. Somewhere in the UK, not a massively long flight. I just want to show you as if we're going to get passengers now, and that's what we're going to do. So we're taxiing from parking now, as if we're taxiing towards, or we are taxiing towards the landing runway. Whether we can cross, we'll see. Then we'll get to parking, and then from there we'll move towards the gates. Get the passengers from our gate and backtrack to the runway where we want to be. Sounds complicated, but I'll show you.
58. Minus 399.
SK737, the landing runway is free. You can roll to the parking position.
Oh, nice. Right, so we'll carry on going until we hear that beeping stop. Again, that beeping means the runway is free. Carry on. The reason you need it to beep is because obviously there's no ground at category 1s.
North.
So you need to hear that beeping to know if it's free. Right, we're turning to the north. So now we can
Minus 281.
just carry on until we get to the parking position. I might make this a short flight actually, because I have some other things I need to finish as well, but we'll make it a relatively short flight. Not too short though.
79/1000.
Stop, stop, stop. You can do that if you press B. That's a bit of a cheat way to stop.
105/1408.
Let's just reverse a bit.
102. 100/1482.
Right.
Parking position off.
Okay. Let's do Control W.
SK737, roll to gate 1 to board passengers, please.
Right, we need to find gate 1, so I think we went past them, I'm not sure. Let me keep going back and see, it might be more forward. It's usually around the parking position, I think.
64/58/1482.
Now I'll show you how we get to the gate. So we want to get to gate 1 to board them.
25/20/1 15/11/8/5/1004 -3.
Right, okay, I don't think they are. So bring it to a stop and we'll go back forward until we hear gates. It's probably past the parking position.
36. 14/21/1482.
So you'll just hear the word gates.
60/70/78 86 93 97 100 and 112
There it is. So we'll bring the plane to almost a standstill.
16.
Oh, you brother, I hate you.
East.
And we'll turn to the right, which is the east, because that's where the gates beeping is.
Gates.
So we're now facing it.
Gates.
And we'll carry on moving forward now. So we've turned to the right where all the gates are, and now we can move
Gates.
and find, just like you would with runways, find the right gate on the left or on the right. So gates are stopped, and the next thing we hear
35.
will be gate 1, which is the one we want. I really need to ask Stefan about this weather because it's really getting on my nerves. It never used to change this much, I'm sure. Right, let's increase the speed a bit. Oh, no, there it is, gate 1.
37.
Let's bring the plane to a stop.
Gate 1.
It's on my right. Now here's a mistake a lot of people make. They try and turn to the right or the left towards the gate. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. You just leave it on your right, open the plane doors and press Control W to board them. They'll start getting on.
Gate 1.
much boarding sound. I was expecting to hear a bit more, but strange.
133.
Anyway, so we can hear them when the cockpit doors open. Then when you close the cockpit door, you don't hear them. Oh, actually, I think the reason we didn't hear them boarding. Usually, I know we heard talking, but usually you hear like the seat belts as they fasten them. I think that was because the cockpit door was closed. That's why. That makes sense. Right, so now we need to backtrack because we have our passengers. So we're going to press backspace, go into reverse, and start moving backwards until we hear just the word gates.
36.
I think I'm doing this right. We're okay. I've managed to do this before a number of times. It's still new. Get rid of that weather so you can actually hear.
50.
So it's not too loud. Yeah. Actually, let's... no, we'll do that later. I was going to say... Right, okay, so there's gates. Now we can turn north.
North. Gates.
Turn into the north.
Gates. 40. North.
And now we're heading
96/1000
towards our runway, so I'm going to bring the plane to a stop.
379.
Parking position.
Actually, I tell you what, we should have got some more fuel at the gates, but you can also do it at the parking position. So I'm just going to back up a bit. Actually,
52/1482.
Oh no, it's alright. We're in the parking
position.
Oh. So I'm going to shut off the engines and
enter the amount of fuel.
just put I don't know 1,500 in.
0.
That can go in. Okay. I'll start the engines up again in a second. There we go. Come back on.
Ready.
Now we need to set our destination. Now where shall we go? Let's have a look.
England, London, Newham. 40. England, London, Stansted. England, London, Gatwick. England, Cambridge. England, London, Heathrow. 81 kilometers.
We'll go to Heathrow.
Left. 20 minutes.
20 minutes. You know what? Why not? Let's go to Heathrow. That's not too far at all. It's a really short hop for 737, but we can make it. Now when I press space...
Added to navigation.
737, roll to the runway.
Oh no. Why have I got that bug again? Roll to the runway? What?
England, London, Heathrow.
God's sake.
81 kilometers.
This is...
SK737, you can roll to the runway.
This is a bug, but I thought it was fixed. This was like supposed to be fixed. Yeah, but it's not. Oh. I don't know. There's a lot we can do. I mean,
London,
why?
Heathrow. Flight time 1920 SK 737. London Southend.
Well, the timetable has also not updated because it's not 1920 anymore, so that's not updated. That's one bug.
Messages. Traffic. Dashboard.
Right. So we have a
SK737, you can roll to the runway.
problem in that it's not telling me the runway. Right, well I think I might be able to solve the problem by contacting tower.
Ground active 115.0, approach 124.0.
Guess what bug we've just had?
Crash.
No, roll to the runway.
Oh.
I think it's because we landed and then we've switched planes. That must do something. Anyway, I'm going to fix it by
approach 124.0.
going to approach or tower 124.0.
Squawk 5, 6, 7, 5.
Oops. Okay.
Rockford.
Why won't it let me?
Done.
Oh, the transponder wasn't
Enter the
on.
code.
5, 6.
Identification confirmed.
Right, now we'll request takeoff clearance.
SK737. All SK737. You are cleared to take off from runway.
Oh, God's sake. No. They didn't give me a runway either. Okay, it's definitely a bug. Well, I'll tell you what, that unfortunately is going to be the end of the stream. I've shown you how to pick up passengers though, and I'll report this bug to Stefan and hopefully we can get it fixed again. Yeah, I've shown you how to get passengers and get back to the parking position. So from here you just taxi forward because we're at the parking position as normal and find your assigned runway. Yeah, that's really annoying that that's happened, but it's a bug, and yeah.
To end, press enter.
Yeah, we're going to have to end.
About eurofly. Exit.
So yeah, apologies about that. That's a shame that that's happened, but it's that bug.
Taskbar.
But yeah, I probably will do another flight maybe tomorrow in the 737 or a category 2 or 3 aircraft because I do want to do it. But you know, obviously this is a beta version, so it's not going to be perfect, and that's why we're testing it.
Profile, list, exclusion, start recording, edit, stop streaming button.
Right, I'll just check the chat one more time before I go. But yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, Alan, I know you have to keep press Control Shift W. I don't know what is wrong with the weather, but it changes, like the randomly generated changes way more often than the it did in the previous version. I have no idea why, because I changed the frequency of turbulence and storms to make it a bit longer, but it still seems to change loads. I don't know what's going on with that. That needs to be looked at. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Cessna 172 flight, and I'll probably do another flight tomorrow. Obviously, any questions, my email address is blindflightsimmer44@gmail.com. And oh yeah, before I end, let me just check Robin's Skype name so I can. Okay, yeah, I'll send it probably to you on there. So the whatever they're called, the aircraft and audio mods that I made for Eurofly. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's it for the stream today. Hopefully people